Can you ask Tom how to pronounce the name in his tag out, please? Someone with headphones. Is anyone listening to me? God damn it.
All right. Quiet on the set.
I'll just...
In 5, 4, 3.
Hi, and welcome to the Nathan Colton Show. Nathan Colton isn't here right now, so I'm your substitute host, Nathan Colton. All right, today we've got self-proclaimed hipster Rachel McDonald with us. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
You know, I'm not doing too bad tonight. How about you, Nate?
I'm pretty good. So, let's just get into it. Hipsters, what are they?
Well, you know, Nate, it's hard to pin down a hipster, you know, because we're pretty unique. And I guess it started, you know, back in the 50s, you know, the counterculture, the hippies, you know, but today, you know, you can't pin us down. I mean, how would you describe a hipster? We are one of a kind. I mean, we are everything that culture is not, wouldn't you say?
I'm not really sure. That's sort of why we're having this interview. So, how do you become a hipster?
Well, I guess there are a few key things that you'd need. I mean, well, first, I mean, look, you'd have to have these glasses. If you don't have these glasses, are you going to be a hipster? I don't think so. I don't think you'd be cool enough. I guess you better look for some plaid, too. I'm wearing some good plaid today. I try to wear plaid every day. Probably pick it up from a thrift store. You know, you don't buy these things from corporations. I mean, you got to listen to the right music, Nate. So, I mean, it's pretty difficult to be a hipster. We're pretty special.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get the picture a little bit. How about your diet? Do you eat anything special? Drink anything different?
Well, I love Starbucks, you know, and I can't speak for all hipsters, but I think, you know, I can't go a day without, you know, getting my Frappuccino, and, you know, I can't eat meat, Nate. You know, think of those chickens cooped up and they can't fly, and then you eat that, you eat your chicken McNuggets. Like, how could you do that? So I try to be vegan when I can. Most of the time, I'm a vegan.
Most of the time?
Well, you know, we all slip up. I mean, I can't be perfect. I mean, I like cheeseburgers like on Thursdays. So, I mean, you can blame me, but it's those poor chickens.
Okay. Well, just so you know, chicken is not in hamburgers, but that's
Oh.
okay.
I guess I'm okay then.
Well, is there how about drinks? Any sort of alcoholic beverage that hipsters enjoy? Maybe wine?
Well, I mean, whatever I drink, you've probably never heard of it, but I do have a fondness for PBR. I mean, what can I say? But again, you just probably don't understand. I don't think I can bother explaining that to you, Nate.
Well, I mean, I have had a PBR before, and quite frankly, it was horrible. So no, I guess I can't understand.
I don't. Clearly, your tastes are not well refined enough to be a hipster. Maybe you should work on that, Nate.
I suppose. Okay, how about let's talk about film now. What kind of movies do hipsters watch?
Well, I mean, how am I supposed to tell this to you, Nate? Because I mean, you probably like went out. You probably saw like Avatar and like, I don't know, the blockbusters. You know, you probably love like The Dark Knight. You know, why would I watch that? You know, that's garbage. Everyone has seen that. The things I watch, you know, they're special. They touch me deep. You know, like The Station Agent. Have you heard of that?
No, I've never even heard of that.
You probably wouldn't heard of it. You know, it's pretty low budget. I would say it's pretty indie, and you know, but it really strikes a chord. You know, there's a dwarf in that film. You know, and it speaks something about the smallness of humanity, and you know how that really comes across in every one of us, and you wouldn't get it.
Okay, well, I guess not. All right, we mentioned music a little bit earlier. Let's talk about that. Hipster music. Now, this is probably a pretty intimidating subject to someone like me, so be gentle, please.
Well, I guess I'll break it down. Here's the deal, Nate. Anything you listen to, you know, that trash you catch on the radio on the way to work, or, you know, those little jingles you hear in the commercials, they're garbage. We hipsters, you see, we understand that music is more than that. Music, you know, it's so emotional. I just connect with it. But you know, you can't just listen to what the world is throwing at you. I mean, you have to dig around and find that music that really speaks to you. You know, like For instance, this morning when I was, biking to work and I had my little radio headphones in, I caught some NPR. And man, NPR, they find it, Nate. They know. They have their finger on the pulse of the hipster nation. Do you know what I'm talking about?
So like Coldplay or Radiohead, maybe? I listen to those bands. Am I a hipster?
Nate, Coldplay might have been hipster-like 30 years ago. Radiohead, seriously? Everyone has heard of Radiohead. They are so overplayed and overused. I mean, Nate, they used Radiohead in the last Twilight movie. Do you think I can be caught listening to that? No. I mean, I'm talking about like Cuddle Magic and 12 Rod, and I mean, you've probably never heard of them, have you?
No, I haven't.
I mean,
Well,
they're pretty obscure.
okay. You and I were talking a little bit backstage, and you were telling me that hipsters don't listen to music on MP3 players or CDs. You use things like this.
Oh, that right there, you found it. We get things on vinyl, Nate, because it takes it back. That's sort of like that gritty feeling, and there's something too about just, holding on that. Can't you just feel that? Can't you feel the vintage?
It feels like cardboard.
Nate, that right there, did you see? It's Alice Faye. She sang the words of a nation, and I mean, just holding on to that. I mean, why would you not get that? I mean, what are you gonna buy? A CD? Seriously?
I buy CDs all the time.
What are you doing? And how much money do you spend on those CDs? Really?
$12?
Really? Feeding into corporate America, paying those music executives?
Okay. All right. We don't want to get into this anymore on stage because I think there might be some sort of fight. I'm getting a little bit of hostility.
You're just not supporting the artists, Nate.
All right, well, maybe next time. We're all out of time. Thanks for watching The Nathan Colton Show. I'll be back next week with someone with something interesting to talk about. Hopefully not so hostile. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for
You're
being
welcome.
here.
I'm just,
for what you would get out of the 4 months.